forthcoming central budget for FY15 presents the first major opportunity to the government to translate into action some of the positive but long-term plans that it has been spelling out. The government will have to start with a very debilitating position of the economy in terms of the fall in growth of about 5 percentage points compared to the peak growth achieved during the middle part of the previous decade. This was caused by an erosion of the saving rate by nearly 7 percentage points. A sub-theme of that fall in the saving rate was the fall in the household financial savings of nearly 6 percentage points, which was made up by household savings in physical assets, but mostly in gold and unproductive valuables. Investment has also fallen during this period, but even more in the last year. Export demand has fallen from above 20% now to 10% or so. Consumption demand has fallen by 4 percentage points. And all of these factors have added to this massive fall in our growth rate. But it is addressing the ill health, the main symptoms of the ill health that would actually point to the way out. Now, in the central budget, one of the immediate initiatives that the central government can take is to reverse the fall in capital expenditure that has been driven by policy by the previous government. In particular, we see that by rearranging the composition of deficit in terms of fiscal and revenue deficit, by maintaining the fiscal deficit consolidation path, but letting revenue deficit fall by a margin much larger than that in fiscal deficit, government can actually let capital expenditure increase and induce a fall in consumption expenditure. And we consider that at least 1 percentage point of GDP can be enhanced in terms of central government capital expenditure. But this is not going to be enough. Central government will have to really induct the state governments also in this development effort by inducing them to increase their capital expenditure by 1 percentage point at the minimum. And this can be done by inducing them to participate in a kind of development competition where part of the developmental grants are given to them on the basis of additional investment in enhancing, for example, non-conventional energy sectors, and adding to rural roads, as well as adding to irrigation canals and so on. The next avenue is the central public sector enterprises, where also it is possible to induce them to increase capital expenditure by 1 percentage points because they have large cash surpluses and they are also sitting on assets. And even if they have to borrow, that borrowing will not add to central government's fiscal deficit. Fourthly, the FDI, which is already turning positive, can be given necessary positive signals by rolling back the retrospective taxation, for example, and clearly spelling out FDI participation in different sectors. So as the policy becomes more transparent and more non-aggressive with respect to taxation, FDI can increase, and a minimum increase can be planned immediately for 1 percentage points within the fiscal year. With 4 percentage point of increases in capital expenditure, that is investment demand, which also adds to capacity in the economy, it will be possible to increase growth rate by 1 percentage point. But even more can be done on the side of boosting consumption demand by looking at the taxation side of the budget. Now the exemption limit has got to be increased from, let us say, the present level of 2 lakhs to something like 4 lakhs at the minimum, if not more. And the limit on savings that are kept in national small savings, for example, the limit can be raised to 2 lakh because that has remained stagnant for a long period of time. With this, disposable incomes of the households will increase, and they will increase their consumption as well as savings. Alongside consumption and investment demand, additional steps need to boost export demand. But one considers, given the global position, that the possibility of reaching back the old levels of export demand growth of more than 20% may not arise in the near future. But all of these factors taken together can push the economy above 6% within FY15 and more in the next 2 to 3 years if more actions are at least planned and announced in the central budget. For example, on the goods and services tax, a clear roadmap can now be put in place, and state governments' concerns on the GST can be addressed through the budget. Once these actions and initiatives begin to roll, we will begin to see an upsurge in the Indian economy's growth rate.